Good morning, everyone. All right, we are live. All right, my name is Lindsay, and I will be leading you through a 60-minute Vinyasa Yoga flow this morning. So you don't need any props. I like to practice with blocks, so I do have those handy. If you like to practice with them, you can grab a couple blocks. You can also use a water bottle or a paper towel roll. This is going to be a nice, again, all levels, full body vinyasa flow. We are going to work into crow pose, Bakasana. So I'll give lots of options for that. We're going to start laying down on our backs. So whenever you are ready, come on down to your mat. And we'll just come into any comfortable pose. So you can extend the legs out, letting the feet flop open, arms come alongside the body. If this is not comfortable, if your lower back is bothering you, maybe you bend the knees, walk the feet a little wide, and then let the knees fall in. So really just coming into any comfortable pose that works. And then once you're comfortable, taking a moment to close the eyes and notice how you feel today. Throughout today's practice, please modify for your body, resting whenever you need. Again, just scanning through, noticing the physical sensations in the body. Noticing all the parts of you that are connecting down onto the mat or onto the ground. Letting there be a little bit of a heaviness. Softening the forehead. Relaxing the jaw. Allow the shoulders to sink down the back. Arms and legs are heavy. And then noticing where you feel the breath in the body the most. We'll rest the attention there for several cycles, just watching the breath as you inhale, watching as you exhale. Anytime you notice the mind has wandered, just begin to gently, with no judgment, bring the awareness back to the breathing. You might notice this hundreds of times, perfectly fine. Again, every time your mind has slipped off, thinking about the future or dwelling on the past, just acknowledge that, coming back to the breath. And we'll begin to deepen and lengthen the breath out. So as you inhale, really feel the belly rise. Exhale, belly sinks and softens. Turning on your Ujjayi pranayama if you practice that, which is this like constriction in the back of the throat. Just deep inhales and exhales through the nostrils whenever possible. And we'll just be here for a couple more cycles of breath. If you would like, I invite you to take a moment to set your intention for this morning's practice. Maybe your reason for coming to your mat today. I love working with the intention of just staying within the four corners of the mat, staying present. Again, noticing when the mind goes elsewhere and drawing it back. We'll be here for 3 more cycles of breath. Gently blink the eyes open and hug the knees into towards the chest. Roll into the legs and rock yourself a little side to side. Keep the head, neck, and shoulders relaxed. You can circle the knees a couple times in each direction. Giving the lower back a little massage here. Coming into happy baby. So bring the legs or arms inside the legs. You can grab onto the shins, the ankles, the feet. Keep the lower back lengthening down. I know it's a little early for happy baby, but we'll just get into it gently. Now keep the right leg exactly where it is. Stamp the left foot down onto the mat. Half happy baby here. We'll stay here for about 3 cycles of breath, so you can keep the left knee bent. If you want to go a little deeper, you can straighten the left leg out. Soften the right shoulder. Take one more deep breath here. Then bring the left leg back in, full happy baby. Pause here for a moment. Feel the spine lengthen. And then keeping the left leg in, we'll stamp the right foot down. And again, you decide. You either keep the right foot down with the knee pointed up towards the ceiling, or you can extend that leg straight. It is going to be a little bit more intense if you straighten that right leg. So just work with the body, do what feels good, and take 2 more deep breaths here. Excellent. Come back into full happy baby. And now we're going to be working into our crow today. So we're going to take crow on our back right now. So Bakasana, it's an arm balance. So extend the arms up with the fingertips flexing back. So your palms are pressing like you're pressing into the ceiling. And then we're going to take the knees and we're going to hug them onto the outsides of the arms. And just take a moment here to squeeze those knees in and feel how that feels on the hips. So we're going to need to keep this engagement as we go into our crow pose. So really hug those knees in, using the inner thighs, using the outer hips. Take 1 more breath. Press those palms into the imaginary ceiling right in front of you. Good, and then we'll release, hug the knees in, rock little side to side. We're going to go into crow pose in a couple different variations. But feel that connection again when we go into it later on in our practice with the knees on the outsides of the arms. All right, now bring the feet together. Let the knees fall open. We're coming into Supta Baddha Konasana, so bound angle pose on our back. Just let the knees fall wide for a moment, and then we're going to extend the fingertips up towards the ceiling and grab onto the thumbs. So pull the thumbs away from each other, firm the belly, and then slowly bring the arms overhead. Take a nice long full body stretch. Take a big breath here. Exhale it out. And then bring the arms back up. Release the interlace and then interlace again with the other thumb on top. Pull the thumbs apart from each other. Firm the belly. Make sure the lower back does not pop up here. And then we'll extend the arms over the ears once again. Taking a breath. Softening through the neck and the shoulders. All right, release the arms back up. Little bit of core before we come onto our hands and our knees. Interlace the fingers behind the head. Now, if this bothers the hips, you can always just bend the knees, planting the soles of the feet on the mat. Otherwise, keep those knees open. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, we're just going to crunch up. Inhale, release down. As you exhale, lift up. Now, even though the hands are supporting the neck, keep the motion from the belly. So the core lifts us up, not the arms. We're just supporting the neck. Elbows stay wide here. Inhales to lower, exhales to lift up. We'll do about 10 more of these, just getting into the core. Feeling the hips open. Just little movements. And your chin is drawing up towards the ceiling. So instead of coming forward, it's kind of on a diagonal up. Let's do about 5 more. Exhale up for 5 and 4 and 3. Last 2 and 1. Good. Release, hug the knees in, rock a little side to side, and then we'll roll up to a tabletop. You can take a couple of rocks forward and back if that feels good on the spine. Otherwise, roll yourself off to one side and then press yourself up. And let's come into a tabletop, hands and knees. So come on up, stack the shoulders right over the wrists, knees are right directly beneath the hips, spread the fingers out. As you inhale, drop the belly, arching the spine for our cow pose, and then as you exhale, round the spine, spread the shoulder blades out as you press the floor away. Keep moving with the breath. Inhale to wheel the heart forward as you open the front of the body. And as you exhale, round in, press the floor away, chin towards chest. Keep this going, couple more cycles here. Running the spine up. Last round. Any other movements that feel good on the body. Now come back into your tabletop, flat back, and then we're gonna walk the hands a little bit further back, so closer towards the knees. So you're in a short tabletop. Tuck the right toes, send the right leg back, and then lift that right leg up from the inner thigh. So drop the outer right hip down. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, bring the right knee to the outside of that right arm, just like our when we were on our backs. Inhale, send it back. As you exhale, pull it in, bring it to that right tricep. Last one here. Inhale, lengthen. As you exhale, we're going to squeeze here and hold. Now round the upper back, pull the belly in and really draw the knee into the tricep. Hold here for one more breath. Feel the outer hips turn on, and then we'll extend that right leg back and set it down. We'll do the left side. So again, this is kind of like a crow pose in tabletop. All right, left toes extend back, lift the left leg up, drop the outer hip down, take an inhale, and as you exhale, left knee over to the left tricep, hug it in. Inhale, lengthen back, keep the crown of the head reaching forward. Exhale, pull it in. Last one, we'll hold this one. Inhale, lengthen back. As you exhale, pull it in around the upper back. Really make that connection. Feel that left outer hip turn on. One more breath here. Excellent. Inhale back, and then set it down. Make your way into a child's pose. Big toes together, knees slightly wider than the hips. And then walk the fingertips forward as you melt the heart down. We'll take a few deep breaths, inner child's pose. Walk the fingertips forward to activate the arms. Spread the fingers out. Begin to lift up on the wrists and the forearms. Begin to spin the inner elbows up towards the ceiling. Take 2 more breaths here. Your head can rest down, either on the mat, it can hover. You can also rest the head on something. And then we'll slowly come on up to hands and knees. We'll make our way into our first downward facing dog. So tuck the toes, lift the knees, and begin to stretch back, pedaling the legs out as you bend one knee, straighten through the opposite leg, move yourself a little side to side. And as I said earlier, please listen to your body and take any modifications you need. If down dog does not work for you, set the knees down and rest in child's pose. If you're in your down dog, you can nod the head yes, shake the head no, and then bend the knees, coming up onto the tippy toes, reach the hips back, keep all that lean through the spine, and then begin to draw the heels towards the floor. Take a couple deep breaths here. Push up out of the shoulders, last breath. Gaze forward to the top of the mat, slightly bend the knees, and we'll slowly walk the feet up towards the hands. As you inhale, slide the hands up the shins or thighs, lengthen to a flat back. As you exhale, bend the knees and fold. Take a couple breaths here. Tuck the chin and rest the belly on the thighs if that feels good. Just letting the back body slowly and gently open. One more breath. And then letting the head come up last, roll yourself all the way up to stand. Knees stay bent here. And then bring the shoulders up to the ears, release them down the back. We'll find our mountain pose at the top of the mat. So feet are hip socket distance apart, or you can bring big toes together, whatever works best for you. And just take a moment to press evenly through all 4 corners of the feet. Pull up on the kneecaps to engage the quadriceps. Lengthen the tailbone down. Firm the belly in and up. Soften the shoulders as you broaden through the collarbones. And just take a moment here, close the eyes. As you inhale, feel the feet root down. As you exhale, feel the crown lift up. We'll flow through some sun salutations, Surya Namaskar A. We'll take a full cycle of breath together. So big breath in. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, reach the arms out, around and up. As you exhale, slight bend in the knees, hinge forward, come all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift, hands slide up the shins or thighs. As you exhale, bend the knees, plant the palms, step back to plank pose, knees up or down. Inhale, shift the shoulders 1 inch forward. Exhale, slowly lower down to the belly. Untuck the toes, pubic bone presses down. Inhale into your cobra. Exhale, down dog or child's pose, breathing there. Always coming back to your breath. If you're in down dog, you can pedal the feet out a little bit more, pedaling the legs out. You can also take a wide down dog if that feels better on your body. Just make sure outer edges of the feet are about parallel. One more breath. All right, building some heat now. Inhale, look forward, bend the knees. Exhale, step or float the feet up. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Root down to rise up as you inhale. Exhale, palms connect in front of the heart. We'll flow. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, lower down. Forward fold. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, vinyasa, step back, knees up or down, shift forward. Exhale, halfway or to the belly. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, send it back, down dog or child's pose, breathing there. Option to skip the vinyasas altogether. You can go right to down dog, right to child's pose. You can also hold plank if you're looking to build some upper body strain and core strain. We'll flow through 2 more rounds of those. So inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, step or hop the feet up. Inhale, pull the heart forward. Exhale, fold in half. Inhale, rise. Exhale, palms together in front of the heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold in half. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step back, plank, and move through your flow. Inhale over the toes. Exhale, down dog. If you're coming into upward facing dog, thighs and knees lift off the mat, but if that bothers the lower back at all, keep the body down and come into a cobra pose. So keep the hip points and the pubic bone pressing down to lengthen out the lower back. All right, take another breath here. Exhale it out. Last round. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, walk or hop the feet up. Lengthen, inhale. Exhale, fold. Rise on your inhale. And then palms connect, exhale. Inhale up. Exhale, fold in half. Inhale, crown reaches forward. Exhale, step or float back, chaturanga. Option to skip it. And send it back. Breathing here. Spread the fingers. Spread the toes. Relax the neck. And firm the belly. Last breath here. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, feet to the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Come all the way up to stand on your inhale. And palms connect in front of the heart. Exhale, take a moment here. Close the eyes. Just notice how the body feels. Notice the length of the spine. Really take a moment to feel those feet connect down. Release the arms by the side, blink the eyes open. As you inhale, step back into your chair pose. Bend the knees, weight into the heels, belly firm, pubic bone lifts. One more breath. Full inhale. As you exhale, belly to thighs, fold in. Inhale, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, plant the palm, step the right foot back, lower the right knee down, and come on into your low lunge. Ooh, this is a little off. All right. So you can keep the hands on that left thigh or extend the arms all the way up. Back toes tucked or untucked. Just stay here for a couple deep breaths as you open the heart, sliding the shoulders down the back, and squaring the hips off by bringing the left hip back and rotating the right hip forward. One more breath here. And then we'll cartwheel the hands down, tuck the right toes, lift the right knee, step back to plank pose and vinyasa. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. One breath here. Big inhale. Exhale it out. Inhale, lift the right leg. As you exhale, step it up by the right hand. If it doesn't reach, pick it up, move it, set the back knee down, and come on into your low lunge on this side. So same thing here. You can keep the hands down. You can even set the hands on the ground or extend the arms all the way up. Right hip pulls back, left hip spins forward, and scissor those inner thighs together to really engage the legs. Couple deep breaths. Last one here. Good, hands come down. Tuck the left toes, step to the top of the mat, left foot meets the right foot. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Chair pose, inhale. Exhale, press to stand. We'll keep it moving. Inhale, chair pose, sink down. Again, shift that weight back into the heels. Look at the knees. Make sure all four corners point straight forward. Extend out through the fingertips. Big inhale here. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, step the left leg back this time, coming into our high crescent lunge. So come all the way up, stay on the back toes, bend the back knee, tilt the pelvis forward, squeeze the belly, and then straighten through that leg. And we'll be here for about 5 breaths. So any shoulder, neck issues, you can work here. You can also keep that left knee down if that feels better. But breathe, squeezing the legs together, squaring the hips. Take the gaze up. Reach the wrist back in space to lift the heart. One more breaths. Big breath in. Exhale, circle the hands down, step back to plank, and take your vinyasa. An option always to skip it. All right, one breath in your down dog. Exhale it out. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, step it up by the left hand. Stay on the ball of the back foot and come on up into our high lunge here. So bend the back knee, tilt the pelvis, firm the belly as you straighten through the right leg. Adding the arms, or again, you can keep the palms connected in front of the heart. Let's swivel the left hip back, right hip forward, and breathe here as you lift the heart up. Keep your shoulders soft. Relax the jaw. Deep breath. Last one here. Big inhale. As you exhale, hands come down, step to the front of the mat. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Chair pose, inhale, bend the knees, sink the hips. Exhale, press to stand. We'll keep it moving. Inhale, open the heart, gaze up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, back to down dog, however you would like. Through a vinyasa or skip it. And breathing in your down dog. All right, working the core a little, coming into plank pose. So step shoulders right over the wrist. We're gonna do a little cat-cow in our plank pose. So before we go into this, make sure the wrists are right under the shoulders. Spread the fingers out. You can also bend the knees and set the knees down here, whatever your preference is. Pull the heart forward. Make sure hips and shoulders are in line. So you don't want the butt sagging down. You don't want the butt lifted up. You want a nice long line of energy from the crown of the head out through the heels. All right, we're going to take an inhale. And then as we exhale, we're going to round the spine, coming into a little bit of a cat pose. Inhale, come back to plank pose. As you exhale, pull the belly, round the spine, chin towards chest. We'll do 3 more. Inhale, plank. Exhale, come into that cat pose. 2 more. Inhale, pull the heart forward. Exhale, round. Last one. And inhale, plank and chaturanga. Back to down dog. Good work. All right, from down dog, walk the hands back to the feet, coming to the back of the mat. As you inhale, lengthen the spine, halfway lift. As you exhale, fold. Rise to stand. Inhale, reach down. And exhale, palms connect in front of the heart. All right, Malasana, coming into our yogi squat at the back of the mat. So walk the feet out wide, so they're about max distance apart. So we're gonna come down into this now, and then we'll get into our crow from here later. Palms connect in front of the heart. Roll the shoulders open, take an inhale. As you exhale, come on down. Now, if you have any knee issues, you'll come down halfway. Otherwise, you're gonna come down all the way. Bring the elbows inside the knees. And if it's more comfortable, you can sit the hips up on something. You can grab a block, a pillow, whatever it is. We'll be here for 5 breaths. And see if you can lift the heart up here. Maybe close the eyes. Just notice how you feel. Last couple rounds. A really nice release on the hips. Also really great for the lower back. All right. We'll plant the hands down, straighten the legs, heel toe the feet back to hips distance apart. As you inhale, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, walk yourself out to plank pose or straight to down dog. If you're coming into plank pose, we'll move through a vinyasa. Inhale forward, exhale lower. Inhale, open the heart, and exhale, send it back. All right, breathing. Breathing, breathing. Notice how you're feeling. Inhale, gaze up. As you exhale, walk or hop the feet to the front of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Rise to stand, inhale. And palms to the heart, exhale. Okay, coming into our eagle pose, balancing pose at the top of the mat. So bend the knees and you're gonna reach the left foot out to the left, and then you're gonna wrap the left leg around the right leg. Now you can keep the left toes down the whole time, keep the left toes lifted, or maybe you double wrap. So I'm not gonna double wrap, I'm just gonna single wrap today. And then arms out to a T, left arm comes under the right arm. Either, let me just turn to the front for a moment, you'll either grab opposite shoulders, bring the backs of the hands together, or you double wrap. But lift those elbows up a little bit. And then really sink down into it. Squeeze the inner thighs. Squeeze the outer hips. Squeeze the forearms. And keep that belly firm. Breathing here. Sink down into it. Couple more cycles. Okay, keeping the arms wrapped. We're going to unwrap the legs. Step back to warrior 3. So come to balance. So kick that left leg back. Ooh, reach the heart forward. If you fall, you fall. One more breath. And then we'll step into warrior 1. So step the left foot back. Left foot comes flat. And lift those arms up. So we still got our eagle wrap in the arms and warrior 1 leg. So right knee bends right over that ankle. And again, outer edge of the left foot presses down. That foot is flat. Take one more breath here. Release the arms, reach up, take an inhale. As you exhale, open to warrior 2. Spin that left foot flat, bend the right knee, spread the arms out, soften the shoulders as you lift the heart up, and take about 5 breaths. Last one here. Inhale, reverse warrior. As you exhale, bring the hands down, come up on the left toes. Walk the right foot over to the right, plant the left hand down, and to the twist to the right. Reach the right arm up. Open into the upper back. Keep pulling up on the left kneecap. Get light on the left hand, so really send the energy up through the right fingertips. One more breath. And bring the right hand down. Set the left knee down. Heel toe the right foot over to the right, coming into lizard pose. And then you can scoot that left knee back. Now, if this right knee wants to go out to the right, you can let it. Let the toes go with it. So knees and toes stay in the same line. You can stay up on hands. You can come down to forearms. Take about 5 breaths here. This is also another good place for a block. You can set the hands down on a block. Notice where the mind is. Last breath here. Take a little twist in our lizard pose to bring the left forearm parallel with the front of the mat. Reach the right arm up. And then maybe you bend that elbow and open the shoulder. Take a breath or two here. If it's too much to come down to the forearm, just work on the hand. Take one more breath. And then come on back to center. Coming into half splits. So I'm going to use my blocks for this. Begin to bring the hips right over that left knee to straighten the right leg out. And then you're going to scoot the right heel forward so you can flex the toes back. So again, you want the hips stacked right over the left knee. Right leg is straight. Pull those toes back. And again, I'm using blocks. You can use whatever you have. You can also place the hands down on the mat. My hamstrings are a little tight, so I like to bring my hands up a little bit. As you inhale, lengthen the heart, pull it forward. As you exhale, come on into any degree you would like. If you practice full splits and hamstrings are feeling open, you can go ahead and slide out into that now. Otherwise, just work here in your half splits, trying to maintain length through the spine. Bring the heel forward as you pull the toes back. Last breath. Bend the right knee, plant the hand, step back to plank pose, and take a vinyasa, meeting in downward dog. Couple cycles of breath here. Sloping those hips up, pushing up out of the shoulders. Next, inhale, gaze forward. As you exhale, feet to the hands. Inhale, pull the heart forward. Exhale, fold. Rise to stand, inhale. And palms connect, exhale. All right, here we go, other side. So we'll start with our eagle pose at the top of the mat. So we'll bend the knees and we'll come to balance on the left leg this time. So right foot extends out to the side, and then we're gonna wrap the right leg around. So again, you can keep those toes down, single wrap, you can hook the foot and double wrap. Right arm under the left arm. So either grab opposite shoulders, backs of the hands come together, or you'll double wrap. And then sink down into it. The more you squeeze the inner thighs, the more you'll feel stretch in the outer hips. And the more you squeeze the forearms, you'll feel stretch in the upper back. So lift those elbows up, breathe here, and hug everything into the midline of the body. Maybe sink down a little bit more. Last breath here. Okay, transitioning, keep the arms as they are. We'll unwrap the legs, we'll find our warrior 3 briefly. So extend the right leg back, heart forward, One breath here. See if you can square the hips off if possible, making our way back into warrior one leg. So plant the right foot down, square the hips, and then sink down into that left knee. Make sure that left knee is right over the ankle. Lift those arms up. Nice stretch for the upper back. One more breath. And then release the arms up. Sink down in for a couple more cycles here. Keep that connection with the outer edge of the right foot. As you sink down, lift those fingertips up. And then we'll transition into warrior two. So open up the legs, align front heel with back inner arch, and sink down into it for about 5 cycles. Settling in, reaching the fingertips apart from each other, lifting the heart up, finding your steady, smooth breath. Glance back, make sure that back arm is up just as high as the front arm. One more breath here. Inhale to reverse warrior. As you exhale, cartwheel the hands down, come up on the back toes. We'll twist to the left, plant the right hand down, reach the left arm up. And breathe here in your twist. And press out of that right shoulder, taking the rotation into the upper back. Maybe you take the gaze up to the left hand if that feels okay on the neck. Last breath. And then we'll bring both hands down, lower the left knee, right knee, heel toe the left foot out to the side, coming into lizard pose. So again, you can stay up on the hands, you can come down to forearms, scoot that right foot back. If the left knee wants to open, let those toes go with it. And breathe here. 5 breaths. Try to keep the heart reaching forward. Soften the shoulders. And soften the belly here. Last breath. And we'll take that twist again on this side. So right forearm parallel with the front of the mat. Reach the left arm up. And then maybe you open the shoulder. Now again, if it's too much to come onto the forearm, just come on up to the hand. And rotate. Twists are so great for our spine. Great for digestion. And you might feel when you twist here, you get a little deeper into this left hip. Take another breath. And gently and mindfully, we'll come on back, making our way into half splits. So grab those blocks or any other props you're using, and then we'll come to stand on the right knee, shifting the hips back. So you might need to pull the left heel back a little bit and then walk it forward so you can flex the toes. As you inhale, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, come into any degree. Breathing here. And if you have the flexibility and you're feeling open, you're welcome to come into full splits. I will not be demoing that. It is not a part of my practice, but I think half splits feel just as great. So wherever you are, just breathe. Last cycle. We'll bend the left knee. Move the props if you've got them. Step back to plank pose and take a vinyasa. And either down dog or take a child's pose. We'll take about 5 breaths here. Tap into how you're feeling. Grab some water if you need. Last couple of cycles. And then we'll come to the back of the mat once again. So walk the hands back to the feet. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Rise to stand on your inhale and palms to the heart, exhale. Okay, setting up for our crow pose malasana. I'm actually going to demo on a block because a block can actually help give you a little bit more height. I'll show it with the block and then I'll show it without a block. Now, if you are not looking forward to or you're not interested in practicing our crow pose, you're just going to come back down into malasana. We've already been here today. So you're going to separate the feet, toes and knees out, hands inside. You're just going to hang here for a while and breathe. This is so great for the spine again. If you've got a block, you can sit your hips on a block. Now again, I'm going to demo crow with my toes on the block, but you can do this with the toes just down. So if you've got a block and you want to try this, you're going to stand up on the block and then you're going to scoot yourself down, plant your palms down, and you're going to bend your elbows like chaturanga elbows. Now, as you do this, think about what we did on our backs and think about what we did in tabletop. You want to hug the knees firmly into the triceps and then pull the belly in. And then we're going to slowly shift the weight forward, but you want to gaze forward. If you gaze down, you will fall. And, well, you might not fall, but good chance you will, which is perfectly fine. Last time I taught this, I fell right on my face. Might happen again today. So you want to just slowly begin to shift the weight forward. Again, squeeze those knees, pull the belly, look forward, and then maybe lift one toe, maybe lift the other, maybe lift both, and find a little bit of air time. Now, without the block, let me demo that. It's the same thing. Palms down, spread the fingers, lean into the leg, shift forward, and then maybe one foot up, maybe the other foot up. But again, squeeze the legs together, pull the belly, and look forward. Now, wherever you are, take 3 more breaths. You can play around in crow. You can come back to malasana, whatever. Last 2 breaths here. Last cycle. All right, good work. Set the knees down wherever you are. We're going to stretch out the wrists and tabletop. So come to tabletop and we're going to walk the fingers so they're pointed to the side. And then we're going to walk the fingers back so they're pointed towards you. And then maybe you stay here or maybe you play around with scooting back a little bit, stretching the fronts of the forearms. And then we're going to gently flip the palms so fingertips face towards you, but you're on the back of the hands. Now you might have to get a little bit less pressure on the wrist and then see if you can just take that stretch once again, pulling the hips back. If this is too much, you can just kind of circle the wrist around and stretch the hands out like that. But wherever you are, take another breath. All right, good. We're going to come to seated. All right, coming into half Gomukhasana pose. All right, so extend the left leg out, and we're going to take the right knee, bend it right on top of that left knee. Inhale, reach the arms up, and as you exhale, forward fold. So a little bit of hip stretch, a little bit of hamstring stretch. If you want to go deeper into the hips, you can always bend this left knee and take full Gomukhasana. We'll be here for 5 more breaths. So bottom leg is either straight or bent. Fold in as much as feels good on the body. Soften the shoulders. Last full cycle here. And then walk yourself up, and we'll release, kicking it on the other side. All right, so right leg extends out. We'll bend the left knee over, so knee on top of knee. So again, you can fold here. You're going to get a little more hamstring work here, a little bit less hip work, so it's completely up to you. So you can extend the arms and fold forward this way, or you can bend that right knee and come into your Gomukhasana forward fold this way. So again, whatever feels best, a little bit of hip stretching here, maybe some hamstring stretching as well. And just take this to any degree that feels good. And then once you get where you're going, close your eyes and breathe. Sending the breath wherever you feel the stretch. If you enjoyed practicing crow, one of my favorite suggestions for that is to practice on a bed. That way you feel a little less scary if you fall. You know, you can step the feet up on a pillow and just work there. The really key is squeezing those knees on the outsides of the arms and firming the belly and gazing forward. Final breaths here. Come on up and make our way down to our back. Finish with a couple back bends and a nice juicy twist. So come on down. All right, walk the feet in. Graze the backs of the heels with the fingertips, arms by the sides. Then we'll spread the toes, press evenly into all four corners of the feet, and we'll lift up for a bridge pose. You can keep arms next to the sides, or interlace the fingers, rolling onto the tops of the arms, and breathe here. Now feel the feet. Make sure inner arches press down just as much as the outer arches here. Keep the neck soft. Chest presses towards the chin stays away from the chest. Take another breath. And then slowly release the hands if you have them. Roll down the spine, soles of the feet together, knees open. One hand to the belly, one hand to the heart. Take a couple breaths. Coming up for another round. So bring the knees in, knees point straight up. Walk those heels in, arms by the sides. Spread the toes, press into the feet, and lift the hips up. Same options here. You can keep the hands next to you. Interlace the fingers again. If you're interlacing, switch one finger over. You can also grab the sides of the sticky mat and pull the mat apart. And imagine that your inner thighs are squeezing the block. Keep all four corners of the knees pointed forward. Firming the glutes, firming the hamstrings. Taking deep breaths into the chest here. Last two cycles. And slowly lower down. Again, soles of the feet together. Knees open, hand to the belly, hand to the heart. And take a moment now to think of 3 things you're grateful for. All right, last one, yogi's choice. Draw the knees back together. Either another bridge, a wheel, or I'm going to teach supported bridge. So if you have a block or you have another prop, paper towel roll, you can come into supported bridge, one of my favorites. So wherever you're going, you're going to come in for 5 breaths. So I'm going to lift the hips up and just rest here with the hips down on a block. So 5 breaths. If you're using a block, set it at the base of the spine where the sacrum is. You can have it on the lowest medium. You could have it on the highest height. But be really gentle. If that feels too much, bring it down. And then just breathe, lifting the heart up wherever you are. Last breath here. And then slowly, slowly roll down the spine. If you're on the block, lift the hips up, roll down. If you're all the way up, tuck the chin, come on down. And then we'll gently hug the knees in, a little side to side. Keep the right knee hugged in, lengthen the left leg out. Pause here for a moment. Soften the shoulders, release the jaw. Send the right arm out to the right. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, roll the right knee over to the left, bumping the hips a little bit to the right, taking a twist here. Round the right shoulder down. And you can gaze to the right if that feels okay on the neck. Last breath here. Go back to center. We'll release, hook the left knee in, send the right leg out. Just pause here for a moment. That's a little bit of a hip stretch. Just notice what you can soften, what you release. And we'll extend the left arm out to a T next to us. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, hips bump to the left. Guide the left knee over to the right, and gaze off over the left shoulder if that's okay on the neck. Last breath here. And we'll back to center, and we'll come into a final happy baby. So bring the legs in, and this time maybe you go in a little deeper than we did at the beginning of our practice. Maybe hooking the big toes or grabbing the outer edges of feet. And if it feels good, you can rock yourself a little side to side. You can also play around with straightening the legs out if that feels good. And just take a moment with the eyes closed just to notice. Notice how this feels. Notice the hips. Notice the spine. From the back of the head all the way down to the tailbone, feel the length. Feel the entire back body spread along the mat. One more full breath here. And then we'll make our way into our final resting pose. So I'm going to take Supta Baddha Konasana with the soles of the feet together and the knees open. My hips are feeling pretty open right now, so you can come into this or just come into any other comfortable Shavasana position. But adjust as you need. You can throw a blanket on you or a sweatshirt, maybe put a little pillow under the head. And once you're comfortable, take a big inhale through the nose, filling the entire body up with air. And then a slight pause when you get to the top. And then as you exhale, sigh it out of the mouth. Feel the lips come to natural breath. Quiet minds, quiet bodies, Shavasana, rest. A slightly deeper breath wherever you are. Bring some movement back into the body by wiggling the fingers and the toes, pulling out the wrists and the ankles. Reach the arms overhead and the legs forward. Nice and long, full body stretch. Hug the knees in. Roll off to one side. And pause here, resting your head on your arm. Take a moment to come back to your intention. And thank yourself for showing up. Using your top arm, gently press yourself up to any comfortable seated pose. Take a moment here, palms up on the legs. Feel the sitting bones press down, feel the crown of the head lift up. Just notice how you feel in your body. Notice any shifts in energy. Noticing not just the body, but the mind. Notice the breath. Bring the palms together in front of the heart. Lift the heart up. Bow the head in. Thank you all so much for letting me share my practice. Namaste. Thank you all so much for joining me today. Again, my name is Lindsay. This was Vinyasa Yoga. I will be teaching a yin class in 15 minutes starting at 11:30. If you are available, it's an awesome practice. And if you are going to come to that, grab a couple blankets, a pillow, and some paper towel rolls or blocks. So hope to see you guys back. I'll also be teaching gentle yoga tomorrow and power yoga on Thursday. Have a fantastic weekend and hope to see you all back soon.